exam. أحكيكم بالعربي. يعني الدرجة راح تقسم كالآتي: 10 امتحان تحريري، 5 امتحان شفوي، 5 كويز، و5 مشاركة يومية وغيابات. يعني الامتحان التحريري راح يكون عليه 10 درجات، وراح يجيكم short answer. اوكي، سؤال short answer من 10 فقرات، كل فقرة عليها 1 مارك. لكن نريد نعرف آلية الامتحان اللي ناسبكم. أعتقد حسين شاركت الموضوع ويا الطلبة. حسين؟
بل أستاذ تناقشنا بالموضوع.
أي.
وكانت نسبة الأغلبية، حتى يعني سوينا تصويت داخل الجروبات. كانت الأغلبية مع كتابة نص، يعني التكست للإجابة على السؤال.
كتابة تكست من ضمن يعني ضمن السيستم، ضمن الموديل.
اكو شيء امكانيه استاذ، اتذكر احنا بالعام
موجوده هي امكانيه.
اي بل استاذ موجوده، بس ما اعرف يعني عدد الحروف مثلا، عدد الاسطر، هاي ما اعرف يعني، ما عندي معلومه بها، بس هي اكو امكانيه استاذ.
I think it is unlimited. يعني امكانيه الحروف والكلمات unlimited.
اي بل استاذ، بس هي تبقى استاذ بس الوقت، يا ريت يعني يكون مراعاه بس من ناحيه الوقت بحيث الطالب يعني يقدر.
We will have pilot test. راح نسوي pilot test ونشوف مدى إمكانية يعني الفاسيلتي هذه.
يا ريت استاذ يكون يعني في أقل شيء يعني ساعة الامتحان.
لا حسين لا.
يا ريت يكون
هو أصلا الامتحان الإلكتروني هو تشالنج مالته الوقت. يعني إذا أعطيكم ساعة توصل الأسئلة حتى الأمريكي ما يصير. فعموما الأسئلة راح تجي ما راح تشابه الأسئلة، ويكون الجواب مالته جدا مختصر، very focused, very condensed. بس القارئ راح يقدر يجاوبها، حتى لو تجيبون مو واحد، يمكن 10 يمكن يمتحنون بمكانكم أو يمتحنون يساعدوكم، ما راح يلقون الأسئلة إلا إذا أنت كنت منتبه على المحاضرات مالتنا وقارئ. يعني ما معقولة يجي واحد من الخارج المحاضرة أو مو طالب ويانا ويجي يجاوب الأسئلة، ما أعتقد راح يجاوب الأسئلة. فهذا الإجراءات أني keep them aside please. أوكي، وإذا ألقى إن الأسئلة ما تشابه، مستحيل راح تشابه. أنا راح أجيب 100 سؤال البرنامج راح يسوي shuffling إلها، ومستحيل الأسئلة تشابه. anyway
الوقت قد راح يكون العفو؟
لو 30 لو أمدد أسوي 40، لو 30 لو 40. يعني إذا بالسيستم راح يكون 30، وإذا لا ورقة وتصوير أعتقد راح يصير 40.
أستاذ بس لازم مداخلة أستاذ، يعني أستاذ ترى النت أستاذ ترى كلش ضعيف يعني أستاذ، يعني مو مال هيك يعني إذا أسئلة كتابة أو شيء، يعني النت يعني ما يساعد ترى.
إيش قد كتابة سطرين 3.
أستاذ ترى الكتابة يعني راح نكتب يعني الأسئلة كلها كتابة يعني ما لحقت يعني أستاذ ترى والله يعني وقت قليل جدا، يعني عاكو امتحانات جاي نمتحنها يعني أستاذ اختيارات أستاذ، والنت ما جاي يسعفنا يعني.
لذلك احنا ردناها ليش تصورها باش ترفعها PDF. اعتقد اسهل العمليه اذا تصور الورقه وترفعها PDF اسهل، يعني الاسئله تجي قدامك بمكان ما تحمل خوش سؤال يتحمل وكذا. الاسئله راح تجي قدامك معروضه خوش، انت تجاوب على الورقه يعني كانما امتحان عادي، وتصور لي ترفع يعني صفحتين ورقه واحده مو اكثر.
يعني ماكو امكانيه انه يكون خيارين، يعني خيار مثلا للتكست وخيار للصوره، يعني اللي يقدر يلحق الكتابه واللي يقدر يرفعها صوره. فذاك امكانيه نخلي كل مثلا سؤال مثلا الاجابه مالته اما يكون تكست او صوره بنفس الوقت. يعني اعتقد يكون
تصير العمليه مو منتظمه. العمليه مو منتظمه. لازم اتجاه معين، لازم يكون اتجاه معين للجمع
الاتجاه الغالبية الكتابة على كتابة النص.
كتابة النص اوكي. استاذ هيك حالة تنظلم هواي طلاب شيء ما شلون تنظلم؟ ليش تنظلم طلاب؟
استاذ كنا ننظلمون بس
ليش تنظلمون؟ ليش؟
ما عندنا 5G يعني حتى نلحق نرفع ملف او نرفع اي شيء، وذا نص ساعة يعني هو احنا اختيارات من لحق ندور نلحق نكتب نص وشيء.
والله ما اعرف بعد. هي احنا التعليمات هاي عندنا وهذه اجراءات ما صح وخطا، ما صح وخطا.
استاذ حجم
فراغات ماكو فراغات.
حجم المادة منطقي بالوقت الامتحان؟
نعم منطقي جدا منطقي.
30 دقيقة قليلة استاذ يعني.
جدا منطقي. كل سؤال 3 دقائق. That's it.
استاذ مرة خصوصا احنا تعليمات ماكو تعليمات وزارية تنص يعني ان تنص والمادة كذا يعني
قصدي التعليمات يعني التعليمات الوزارية قصدي بأنه امتحان إلكتروني.
امتحان إلكتروني مو بهاي الآلية استاذ، والله يعني ما يصير هيك. احنا همات عندنا مواد أخرى وامتحانات شفهية، يعني احنا باليوم نمتحن 3 امتحانات ونمتحن شفهي وتدز واجب وتقعد تقرأ.
اوكي this is very easy. اخليكم تخلصون كل الامتحانات واخر امتحان هو النوبل.
ما
اكو عذر بعد
استاذ يعني طبعا 20 شابتر.
هو وين ما نوصل احنا راح نمتحن.
اذا هيك نرجع نعيد التصويت لان هذا التصويت مو صالحنا اصلا.
اوكي يعني
بس رخصتك فيديو اروح الاسم كان يعني خلينا نرتاح شويه قلب مجمر.
مو قضيه قلبك مجمر على شنو؟
هذا يعني 20 شابتر مو هسه يعني قضيه تفوق قدراتنا، يعني ليش واحد يكذب 20 شابتر؟
عيني لا تفوق قدراتك ولا هم يحزنون. هي هاي المفروض الروايه كامله تمتحنون بها. تعرف شنو كامله؟ لان هو عندكم امتحان واحد الفصل الأول وامتحان واحد الفصل الثاني. أوكي. وبعدين الامتحان التحريري عليه 10 مقارنة بال15 الباقيات. أوكي يعني 15 5 عليها شفوي امتحان شفوي و5 كويز و5 حضور يموت مشاركة. يعني إن إحنا ما أعطينا نسبة هواي للتحرير حتى واحد ينظلم حتى طالب. يعني إحنا قسمنا الدرجات أوكي بحيث ما حد ينظلم.
كلامك منطقي استاذ، كلامك منطقي، بس انا شنو اللي اقصده استاذ؟ عادي احنا مثلا تنشرح الماده 20 شابتر او 25 شابتر، بس اللي يدخل بالامتحان خليه يكون يعني مراعي ظروفنا استاذ، يعني مو اكثر.
ايش بين ظروفك؟
يعني حجم الماده كبير وعندنا احنا 10 مواد.
شلون تمتحن اخر السنه 2 تكست؟ شلون تمتحن؟
انا اقول لك شلون امتحن. هي مثلا الروايه 20 شابتر 10 امتحنهن تحريري الامتحان ال10 درجات، 5 امتحن شفهي، 5 امتحن كويز. هاي انا اخذت ال20 شابتر كلن.
وش تجمع الدرجه؟ تجمع 25 تجمع 20 شنو برايك؟
هو الامتحان الدرجه مقسمه الى 4 اقسام.
يس
10 شابترات امتحن تحريري، 5 امتحن شفهي، 5 شابترات و5 شابترات امتحن كويز. هذا انا اخذت كل الماده ونفس.
والماده البقيه اللي ما تمتحن بها ترك شلون راح تمتحن بها باخر السنه؟ شلون تمتحن بها اخر السنه؟
تنشرح استاذ، تنشرح. احنا مو وزاره حتى ناخذ الكتاب كله، بس تنشرح هي الماده
عيني التكست all of it or 2 text final exam you will have 2 text. يعني قبل هاي السنه كنا يمتحنون 3 text. اوكي 3 روايات. شلون تمتحنون 3 روايات؟ هسه غير قليلون نسوي روايتين.
بس ما راسك مداخله.
I think this debate is endless.
إذا أمكن نناقش بقية الدرجات، يعني أقصد الشفهي
الشفهي حتى أعطيكم مجال بأنه بعد الامتحان مباشرة راح يكون عندكم امتحان على مود حتى أنتم متهيئين لها.
لكم مقترح يعني متفقين عليه أغلب الطلاب، إذا أمكن تأخذون يعني بالنظر الاعتبار
شنو
قضية الشفهي يعني استخدامها بالبرزنتيشن. استاذ مثلا كل طالب يسوي برزنتيشن حسب فهمه للماده وعلى اساس انت استاذ يعني حضرتك دكتور يعني تقدر تقيم الطالب على ان هذا البرزنتيشن هو يعني على اساس استاذ تقيم الطالب على هذا الاساس.
احنا امتحان الشفوي حسين، امتحان الشفوي بعدنا مو الامتحان الشفوي بعدنا مو يمه هسه. اوكي
يعني يا ريت استاذ بس تاخذون يعني بنظر الاعتبار هذا الموضوع.
نشوف الامتحان الشفوي هسه مو اهم شيء. هسه احنا عندنا امتحان التحريري.
استاذ بس ولا ازحم مداخله استاذ على مود يعني انت قلت انه قبل السنوات السابقه يعني ياخذون ثلاث
فري تيست.
استاذ بس ولا ازحم استاذ قبل كانوا ياخذونه يعني هم حضوري، بينما احنا استاذ يعني الكتروني استاذ يعني من عدا قطع الكهرباء، من عدا الصوت ما يوصل، من عدا يعني همتين جايين عادي استاذ بهاي الطريقه يعني مو مثلا يعني.
واحنا ما مطينا وزن هواي، مطينا 10 مطينا. احنا كنا نمتحنهم من 20 بس امتحنهم من 10 ما مطينا وزن هواي. احنا
استاذ ترى يعني هم درجات
مطين اوبشنز اوكي.
بس الوقت استاذ ترى يعني ما يسعف والله يعني جدا يعني قليل استاذ يعني مو مال واحد شغله ثانيه اسئله يعني ما راح تجي يعني فكريه استاذ يعني يكون واحد يعني فكر فيها مو مثلا
فكريه وسهله. من المحاضرات اللي ناخذها ماكو اي شيء خارجي ابد، اي شيء خارجي ما يجيكم
استاذ. احنا عادي يعني
صدقني اذا حاضر المحاضرات اوكي واذا منتبه للمحاضرات ماكو داعي حتى تقرا
استاذ. انا عادي لا اتفق استاذ، بس شغله ثانيه استاذ اكثر يعني الطلاب احنا يعني استاذ كلتنا يعني مو اكثر اثنين كلتنا استاذ بالمرحله الثانيه يعني ما درسناها هماتنا الكتروني، فيعني الطلاب استاذ بالمرحله الاولى اساسا يعني كان يعني يحتاج له تطوير استاذ، فبالثانيه همات يعني استاذ الكتروني، وبالثالثه الكتروني يعني فاستاذ يعني شوي يعني كنت تظرنا بعين يعني استاذ مال العطف استاذ يعني شوي متراهينه وياك على كيف يعني
عطف وزياده فوق العطف بعد. اوكي
كيفك استاذ؟
عطف وزياده فوق العطف.
هيك شوف استاذ
وقت الامتحان بس وقت الامتحان يا ريت يكون مراعاه يعني نخلي نسبه احتماليه 10% 15% موضوع الانترنت موضوع الاشاره يعني حتى الساعه يعني صدقني يعني الساعه الواحده هذه يعني يا دوب واحد يقدر يلحق يعني على ساعه انقطعت الاشاره راح يعيد الاسئله من جديد.
لا حسين مال ساعه على 20 سطر او 30 سطر it is impossible يعني ساعه كامله على 20 سطر نص صفحه ماكو هيك حاجه. احسبها هسه انت احسبها ان 10 فقرات على كل فقره سطرين الى 3 يعني 20 سطر الى قد الى 30 سطر يعني نص صفحه. الصفحه ساعه كامله.
كلام صحيح كلامك صحيح من ناحيه اذا كان الاشاره يعني فول، بس صدقني هذا من امتحان الشعر عندنا احنا نص ساعه انا خلال ربع ساعه امتحان تطلع خايف من الانترنت خايف ينقطع على ساعه يعني هي مو القضيه انه يعني واحد قاعد يدخل يقول مترهي وحسب الوصول والاشاره تمام كلش تمام حتى يقعد انه خلال نص ساعه او يعني 3/4 ساعه يقدر يلحق كل شيء يعني هم الوضع.
اوكي احتمال اخليه 40 دقيقه احتمال
ان شاء الله.
Okay, please, we'll talk later. Let's start our session for today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's start with the chapter 12, sorry. Okay, and once again, chapter 12. Also, we have a couple of dramatic situations. You know, two dramatic situations, okay, or situations are used in the successive chapters. I mean, in chapter 11, chapter 10, chapter 9, we regularly have two dramatic situations or two important situations. Okay, the first situation. First, can you say or talk something about this chapter? I mean, give me a brief summary for chapter 12. The main point in chapter 12, please.
Yes.
Let's start with Adra. Again with the wind Adra. Adra Ali Mahsin.
Yes.
Yes, Adra.
Summary chapter 11. At last, Catherine Plymouth, the servant, to bring her food. hysterical. She believes that she is dying and cannot understand why Edgar hasn't come to her. She rants about her childhood with Heathcliff on the moors. And speaks observable about death. Nellie was that her misters charge a chill. Refers to open that window. Catherine manages to tumble to the window and forces it open from the window. She believes he can't see whether...
Okay, thank you so much, thank you. Farouk Raad?
Yes. In chapter 12, Edgar and Kathy still have not spoken since their fight over Heathcliff. Edgar continues to sulk in the library, and Kathy is locked in her bedroom, refusing to eat. After a while, she asked Mrs. Dean to tell Edgar that she's starving. But she knew that Edgar won't care even if she dies. Also, Mrs. Dean refuses that. She thought that...
thank you so much, Farouk. Thank you. Let's see. Ali Abdul Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Ali Abdul Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ali.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, Catherine talks about her childhood with Heathcliff and speak of her impending death. When Nellie refuses to open the window, Catherine struggles to it, throws it open, and climbs to see wuthering heights. In her text breath, she speaks of being bored, but not at rest unit.
Okay, can you answer this question? How does Catherine compare her love for Edgar and Heathcliff, and in this point, in this situation, how does she compare it?
Yes, she makes other important revelation, playing like a child on the moors and climbing. Yes,
but this is not the answer. Okay, anyway, thank you. Baqir Abdi Zahra.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
how are you?
Can you answer this question? How does Catherine compare between Edgar's love and Heathcliff's love at this point?
Actually, I would like to explain about a summary of chapter 12. That is. Yes. May I?
Okay. Go ahead. Okay.
Yes. In this chapter, the intertwined relationship between Catherine and Heathcliff, Edgar and Isabella start to get even more complicated. But but before we get there, we open with Nellie, who, while out walking the moors, is overcome with dread. She feels something horrible is happening at Wuthering Heights, and in particular to young Harrington. That is.
Okay, let's move to Ruha Abdul Jalil. Yes, Ruha.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ruha, please in a hurry. First, try to speak in English. You are a student of English language.
Yes,
Second,
yes,
give me a summary for this chapter 12.
Yes, sir.
After 3 days, Catherine finally unlocks her door and allowed Nelly to give in her food.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. What is her room? What is Catherine's room? Where is it?
Catherine described different tips to love that she has for health clit. And
do you understand the question? Yeah, Doha?
No, sir.
I'm asking about Catherine. Now she is starving, or she is looking down in her room. What is her room?
Her room in the house, London.
Yes, in the house of London. Yes. Where is it? In the second floor and the first floor. Where is it? In the basement, for example. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. And Edgar has burying himself in his boxes instead of coming here. Catherine reminds about the time she spent on the mast with the health cliff as the child, and the opposite of the death. Nelly refuses Catherine's request to open the window. She doesn't want Catherine to catch a cow.
Okay, Doha, can you describe for me, or can you describe for us the condition of or mental condition of Catherine? Mental condition of Catherine.
I know.
You don't know, or you know?
I don't know.
Okay. First of all, now Catherine is looking herself in the attic, and please try to focus on the word attic, because you remember the book at the beginning of our sessions for this academic year when I gave you the book, and the book was entitled A Mad Woman in the Attic. Okay, the first thing, or the first evidence that Catherine now, she locked herself 3 days in the attic. Now, how is her condition? I mean, mental condition. Can anybody or any student answer this question? How is her condition? Shahad Abdul Khaliq? Yes, Shahad?
Yes, sir. I think the conversation with Heathcliff made her kind of mad because she was jealous of his conversation with him when he taught her about Edgar's sister and his proposal for Edgar. For Edgar's sister.
Okay.
I actually forgot her name because I was nervous.
Okay, Isabella. Okay, thank you. Mariam Abid Ali. Mariam?
Yes, sir.
How is her condition? I mean,
her condition. She was kind of a little mad when she looked at herself at the mirror. She asked, "Who is this? Who is she?" When she did not recognize herself in the mirror. She also started to behave strange behaviors when she started to remove the feathers from the pillow.
Good. Feathers from the pillow. Yes, good.
The pillow. She started to describe the feathers. And she said that this is a feather of a goose, and this is a feather of a duck, and this is a feather of I forget it.
Okay, good, Mariam. So, thank you, Mariam. Good. Ahmed Adil. Yes, Ahmed Adil.
Yes, I'm here. Yes. Catherine does not recognize her own face in a mirror, and she sees vision. Greeting a plot and a face in the black glass. She speaks of the first night she spent alone after the flight,
describing how she lost 7 years, going back to the time when Henley separated her from Heathcliff, and how she woke up in the present, the wife of the sergeant. Please, Ahmed Adil, I asked about a specific question, and I expected a specific answer. Okay. Yeah. So please, would you describe for us the condition or mental condition of Catherine, especially when she heard that, or she asked Naladin about Edgar. She asked him, "What is Edgar?" Naladin told her that Edgar is kept himself among his books, and here books. Also be careful to the word books, and he is educated and civilized, okay? He is keeping himself inside or among his books. When she heard that, he did not care, or he did not pay any attention for her. Now she becomes hysterical, okay? She becomes mentally disordered, okay? And she becomes a mad woman. She becomes Mad Catherine, okay? And this is the second evidence for the book. Now we have Mad Woman, we have Mad Catherine. Where is she? In the attic, okay? And as I told you that, Catherine is the example or the representation of women at that time, not only for Catherine and not only for the novelists and the Bronte, but she represents whole age, okay, the whole Victorian age women. Women at that time actually became very mad. Why? Because they were imprisoned. Okay, imprisoned between their wishes, their feelings, their love, and the society. Okay, the society needed, and themselves also needed. That's why they were in a mental conflict, in a mental disorder. That's why in the book which I gave to you described. A very, very small description of those women, Victorian women at that time. So Catherine is an example of Victorian women. So don't forget this. Yes. Let's see, Ali Safi. Yes, Ali Safi.
Yes, sir. The listeners, Catherine remembers about a time she spent on Mars with.
Okay. Yes. Okay, good. This is also a good point. Okay, mentioned by Ali. Now she is remembering. She is remembering her past. Whenever a person in a trouble, whenever a person in a crisis, he is starting to recall the past. Why? Because he may find in the past something to get ready for. Okay. Now Catherine actually recalling the past life. Yes, Ali? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Complete? Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Heathcliff, as a child, on obsesses over death.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Nearly refused Catherine request to open the window. She doesn't want Catherine to catch a child.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Thank you, Ali. Okay, would you speak? I need the students to speak about her remembering or her past life. Isra Aqil. Yes, Isra. Seems that Isra has a problem. Ali Abdullah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ali.
Yes, after the trouble between Kathy and Edgar on Heathcliff, Kathy accepts to eat after 3 days of starving. She was distraught and she thinks she will die, and Edgar didn't come to her because her behavior with him when she closed the door on them and made them fight each other. Nelladine says Kathy tore the pillow with her teeth when she tore her feathers out. He brought back her memories with Heathcliff, and when Nelladine opened...
And also her memories not only with Heathcliff, with
Yes.
Wuthering Heights.
Yes,
and
of course.
she is starting to says that my resting place where I am bound before spring is over. Okay, now
Yes.
she is starting to remember her past or memories of the past. Yes.
Even when Nelladine opened the window, she imagined Kathy Wuthering Heights, and Kathy was in a sadness, and she discovers that she does not love Edgar, and her heart is haunted with Heathcliff, because all she feels is with Heathcliff. And she said to Edgar when he came to her, I don't want you. If he had been Heathcliff, he would have cared about her. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Good. You remember that when she returned back from Thrushcross Grange, you remember that when Catherine spent 5 weeks at Thrushcross Grange to recover from the dog's beat, okay? You remember? When she came to Wuthering Heights, she began to compare between Heathcliff and Edgar, okay? And she took the idea, or she supported Edgar, and she criticized Heathcliff of being neglected, of being dirty, of being not clean. Remember? Now she is also, Catherine, in this point or at this time, she is also comparing between Edgar and Heathcliff. But this time is opposite to the past time. Okay? Yes, Maha Haidar, please. Yes, Maha Haidar. Yes, Maha Haidar. Okay, Hussein Hassan, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Catherine, when she was get ill, okay, so she was patient at Thrushcross Grange. Now she compared between her life in this place and compared with the Wuthering Heights. So she said that it was rest in a place. So that means
yes,
in the Thrushcross Grange, it is not a resting place for her during a time.
Yeah.
Okay. So now she compared between this place and the Wuthering Heights place as a resting one.
Now she is wishing to go there. She is wishing to live there. Okay, at Wuthering Heights.
That's true. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Hussein.
May I? May I say?
Zahra Abdul Karim.
Yes. Catherine made other important revolutions, such as her longing to be outside playing, like a child on the moor and climbing.
Good. This is also a good point.
Yes, I want
this is a good point. Okay.
Heathcliff are with me. Close to death, Catherine longs for the time in her life when she was most happy. Her childhood, her comments about not resting for shadow, the relentless Heathcliff expressions after her death, illustrating yet again the connection they have with one another. Catherine is most cruel when she is most honest.
Okay, thank you so much. Good. Now, actually, Zahra Abdul Karim, she mentioned a good point that when she said that Catherine actually, she wants to be a child, okay? She wants to back her age to the childhood and to play, okay? And to test the nature, okay? To be more or very close to the nature, to play, okay? And this is actually, it is a romantic theme. We have, in this chapter, we have two opposite pictures. The picture of Edgar is, or among his books, and we have Catherine wants to go out, okay, wants to be close to the nature. And we have an opposite or paradoxical picture of two sides. Side of civilization, side of improvement, side of culture, and another side is the side of nature. It is a side of actually romanticism. And this is a conflict between modernism and romanticism. You know that at the beginning of our sessions for this academic year, we mentioned, or we went through characteristics of the Victorian age literature. And I told you that it is a transitional period. Transitional means intiqali, okay? So a transitional age between romanticism and modernism. بين الحداثة وبين romantic age, okay? So here we can find two opposite pictures, okay, for civilization, and it is represented by Trashika Sigurani and represented by specifically by Edgar. And another picture is that representation of nature, representation of a romantic place. Okay, that's why now Catherine wants to be close to the nature. Okay, close to natural elements, for example, brooks, trees, gardens, flowers, etc. And this is actually, once again, it is a conflict between civilization, or it is a conflict between romanticism and modernism. If you remember that the romantic writers, especially poets, they describe the child as the father of the man. Describe the child as a father of the man. Why? Because they believe that the child is very close to the nature, and he can taste everything in nature, and he did not corrupted by the problems of life. It is unlike, for example, the mature man, okay, or the father. The father is always corrupted by the problems of society, problems of life, and he couldn't test, and he couldn't be close to the nature and natural elements. That's why the children is very important, or they are more important than a man in the romantic age. Here, it is the same. Now, Catherine wants to be a child, once again, to be a child, and she could, or she can taste or be close to the natural elements. So don't forget those two pictures. Okay, another thing in this chapter is or another dramatic situation is the Isabella's elopement with Heathcliff. You know elopement. Elopement means run away. Okay? We speak something about this. Catherine elopement. Sorry, Isabella's elopement with Heathcliff.
May I?
Excuse me, sir, may I?
Who informed Naladin? Who informed Naladin about the elopement? Okay? Okay, Maha Shinu?
Maha Haider.
Maha Haider. Okay, Maha.
Yes, the Dr. Kent who tell to Nellie that Isabella ran away with Heathcliff So when Edgar hearing about this, about his sister and what she do, he says she is now just sister in name only. So ask from Nelly Dean to send here all thing to a new house, to her new house. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, what else?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, okay. Okay, Maryam Abbas.
That some night Isabella ran off with his club. Edgar Rouse refused to assemble to get Isabella to come back. Instead, he said that Isabella is no her sister in name only, not because I disown her, but because she has disowned me. And his club has used Isabella's love for him to take revenge on Edgar. Edgar's response is characteristically precisely instead of downing her. He says she has disowned him. That is all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move to Hamza Mahsen.
Yes, sir. Here, Nelly was at her way. She was gonna to fetch a doctor, and she noticed at her way Isabella, little dog, almost he was dying, hanging by a handkerchief on the gate. She rescued it and found the doctor Ken, and who told her that he had seen Isabella walking for hours in the park with Heathcliff. And also, moreover, Dr. Kenneth had heard the propaganda that Isabella and Heathcliff were planning to escape or run away together. And Ellen rushed back to Thrush Cross Green in order to find Isabella. And she had indeed disappeared. And then a little boy that told her he had seen the girl. She means Isabella riding away with Heathcliff. And then Ellen told Edgar, hoping he would rescue his sister from her hell.
Okay, thank you, Hamza. Thank you, Hamza. Good. Okay, you have read the small details. Okay, thank you so much, Hamza. Okay, now Naladin actually informed Edgar, her brother Edgar. Now, what did he say? What did he say when Naladin asked him to get her back?
Excuse me, sir. Could you repeat your question?
My question is that when Naladin informed Edgar about the Isabella's elopement with Heathcliff, what was his reaction? What did he say? Yes, Zainab Saleh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said that she's only a sister in the name.
Yes. Hassanin Kafir?
I think Edgar was angry and because refused to attempt Isabella come back and instead that he say also that Isabella is now his sister in name because not he disowned her but he has disowned him.
Okay, thank you. If you see the shared screen, do you see it? The shared screen?
Yes.
Yes, this is colored. The colored lines, actually. Naladin said, are we to try any measures for...
يعني الكتاب ما ظاهرة شافت الموبايل بس.
Okay, عموما it is the last paragraph in chapter 13. Chapter 12. Go to your text. Open the last page. Are we trying to measures for overtaking? Are we?
Yes, sir. Are we to try any measures?
Which page, Hassan? Which page?
Actually, I use the PDF. Okay.
Sir, it is 163.
163. Okay. 163. Okay. Are we to try any measures for overtaking and bringing her back? Can we bring her back? نقدر نرجعها. I inquired. Nella inquired. How should we do? شو راح نسوي? Okay. Edgar answered her that she went of her own accord, by her will. She went by her will, answered the master. She had a right to go if she pleased. She had a right to go if she pleased. If it is pleased her, then she has a right to go. Trouble me no more about her. Hereafter she is only my sister in name. Only my sister in name. Not because I disdain her, but because she has disowned me. Okay? And this is actually more cultural and civilized answer for Naladin or about the Isabella's elopement with Heathcliff. Okay, let's move to, do you have any question about chapter 12? Do you have any comment?
May I, sir?
Okay.
What the dog represent in this chapter?
Okay. What the dog represent? Good. What the dog represent, or what does the dog represent? Now you have Hamza, I think, mentioned that the dog was hung. Okay.
Can I answer, sir?
Yes, Mariam.
I think it's foreshadowing for Isabella's condition in Heathcliff's house.
Yes.
Maybe when she married him.
Yes. Yes, right. Very good. Yes. What else? What else? You know that the dog was not free. The dog was hanged. Okay, معلقينه يعني من حبل أو فد شيء. Okay, it was not in the natural condition, and it was not free. So this is, as Maryam said, that this is foreshadowing that Isabella will be not free and will be hanged from her neck, and you will see that the consequences of. Okay, good. Yes, what else? Another symbol, another picture for
May
the
I,
dog?
sir?
Yes, Fatma.
I think that the dog is a symbol of reflecting Isabella Linton, and that Fanny's hanging represent Heathcliff's diabolical hate and brutality.
Yes, good. Maybe it is foreshadowing for the death of Catherine. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, good. Yes. Any other answer?
Shadowing for the death of Catherine or the future of Isabella?
Both of them. Both of them.
Both.
Yes. What else?
Yes, sir.
Look, this is literature. This is literature. Yes, Hamza.
I think the dog was symbolized. Symbolize the evil things that Heathcliff did it. Okay.
Not the dog itself. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the doing
yes.
of
the action. The action.
Okay. The action.
Okay, good. Yes. What else?
Can I share?
Okay, Adra.
I want to add some information about Catherine. When Catherine...
Adra, just a minute. Now, you have seen that how dog, now the word dog or the idea of dog represents many ideas. Okay? As you said, about the dog or about what?
It's about the dog.
Okay.
I think the dog is foreshadowing that the poor treatment that Heathcliff will give Isabella while she stays with him. Because Heathcliff kills the dog, and because killing the dog is foreshadowing his violence, and towards Isabella, dogs is a symbol of violence.
Good, the violence, yes. Now, Heathcliff is a kind of violent person, violent husband for Isabella. And the dog, okay, just a minute, Hashem. And the dog is suffering, okay? Nelly found him suffering to death. Now,
yes, suffering from poorness.
Yes, good. Yes, Hashem?
Yes, we can say that the image of the dog, or dog hanging from a noose, okay, is different from other imagery. In this chapter, chapter 12, something truly violent, as my colleague said, has happened. Okay, dogs usually as symbols appear when a boundary of some kind has been crossed. When a boundary are crossed, okay, it suggests that Heathcliff maybe, who until now has, let's say,
yes, and good point. Now, it is not.
The violence against the dog indicates the loss of
Heathcliff. When you mentioned that it is crossing the border. Now, Isabella is crossing the border. Okay. Isabella now it is crossing the border of her family. Okay.
Now that she's with Heathcliff, sir.
Okay.
Violence of Heathcliff.
No, it is more connected with Isabella more than Heathcliff. Heathcliff is connected with violence. Okay, connected with the torturer. You know torturer? As we mentioned before, yes. So he used to torture other people, even the animal. And as you said, the student said that it is foreshadowing for the next events, not only for Isabella. You remember that when we talked about the true love of Heathcliff, and I told you that you will see that even Catherine will get or will be tortured by Heathcliff. Heathcliff wanted to get revenge of even from Catherine. Okay, so and you will see that his violence not only for Isabella, his violence will, and she will tell him, Catherine before her death, she will tell him, you and Edgar, Heathcliff and Edgar, kill me. Okay. Anyways, okay, good answers. Okay, we got good answers. Okay. Yes.
Sure. I have something to mention it.
No, just a minute, Hamza. Yes, Shuru.
I guess it refers to Isabella as Heathcliff utilized her soft spot, who is ignorant of love. Also, as she showed some infatuation to Heathcliff, and it's a bad fortune to Isabella, and how it will hang in Wuthering Heights.
Right. This is bad fortune of Isabella. Good. Yes, Hamza.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I talked about the handkerchief of the dog, and I have something to mention. I think the image of the dog handkerchief, it refers to a tragedy end for Isabella.
Yes, exactly. The tragic end of Isabella. Okay, look how literature is just like elastic. No elastic. Okay. We can produce different meanings from one word, one action. Okay, and all of them they are right. So this is literature. Okay, thank you so much. Now, do you have any comment on this chapter? I think one student.
Yes.
Yes, Adra.
Yes.
Yes, Adra.
Yes, sir. When Catherine opened the window, she wanted to feel a freedom. She because she was like a prisoner with Edgar. Yes.
Okay, a prisoner. Yes. Okay, and I think we comment on this when we talked about the mad woman in the attic. She was just like a prisoner when she opened the door and she looking outside, just like a prisoner when he, for example, looking outside or for his freedom. Now she is imprisoned in the classic range. Why? Because simply this is not her life. This is not her real life. And you know Catherine's real life. Catherine's real life, she has a free soul, okay? It cannot be sieged. It cannot be imprisoned in the room or in the classic range. She wants to fly. And that's why she found Heathcliff as a person to fly with, as a person who has more energy, okay? His love for her is revolutionary love, okay, is different from the love of Edgar. You understand this point? Now, Heathcliff's love is a wild love, strong love, okay? But Edgar's love is, we can say, not simple, but it is not wild, okay? Heathcliff loves Catherine wildly, okay? يعني شلون نسميه احنا بالعربي if we compare between these two love or between these two loves, Edgar's love and Heathcliff's love. Muhammad Ali. What do we call it?
I think yes, traditional marriage and love marriage. Can we?
Not a traditional. No.
May I answer?
Like
yes. Yes, Isra.
Yes, sir. When the Cathy compared her love for Edgar and the Heathcliff, Catherine describes normally the different type of love that she has for Heathcliff and the Edgar Lincoln, while her love for Edgar will change over time. Catherine says her love for Heathcliff as the soiled and the eternal, as if she and Heathcliff inhabit the same body. Catherine refused to give up either relationship. Edgar brings her to comfort and the state she always...
Good. Thank you, Isra, to remind us for the Catherine's speech for Nelly when she said that my love for Heathcliff was just like a stone, fixed stone. Time will not change it, okay? And my love for Edgar, just like a foliage, just like a tree in the wood, time will change it, okay? But I'm asking that in Arabic, we have wild love and simple love, okay? بالعربي شو نسميه؟
Yes, sir. In English, in a way that lacks discipline and restraint. بالعربي بطريقة تفتقر إلى الانضباط وضبط النفس، وكانت كان حب يعني ينبع بخشونة وفظاظة مع كاثرين، ليس بحب خلينا نقول خالص ونقي.
لا مو خشونة، لا حسين، لا مو هيك، لا اكو يعني حب بجنون، اوكي، حب بجنون، لكن girls love شنو؟
Wild is جامح، فالشيء كلش قوي.
جامح, yes, good. فالشيء كلش قوي جامح. And you will see that even after the death of Catherine. Okay, Heathcliff became a mad person. Okay, and he wishes to be haunted by the soul, haunted by the ghost of Catherine. Okay, حتى إذا شفتوها بالفيلم شو يسوي؟ يحفر القبر مالتها وينام بصفها. Okay, this is not simple love. مثل ما قالت هنا الطالبة قالت حب جامع. Okay, so Heathcliff's love is different.
نقدر نسمي حب بهوس.
لا
يعني كان مهووس
جامحة. أنت جامحة
أو ملجم مثلا.
شنو؟
ملجم
ودي من ملجم
يعني رغبة ملجمة.
يعني شنو معنى ملجم؟
هو يعني على نفس ما قالت مريم إنه جامح أو
جامح. yes right. رغبة جدا جامحة، love جدا جامح. حتى صار يعني an example in English literature. Heathcliff's love for Catherine is an example of the whole English literature. يعني لما نقول حب شلون عندنا احنا قيس بن الملوح مو تمام، او اخرين شعراء اخرين كتاب اخرين، فهنا ايضا صار لنا مثل. يعني Catherine's Heathcliff's love is different from other love. It is an example of love, of the mad love. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much. Okay, let's move to chapter 13. And in chapter 13, we have two important. The first is minor action, and the second is the important, and it covers the whole chapter. Now we have an elopement. We have an escape of Elizabeth from Thrushcross Grange to Wuthering Heights, and before that, now Catherine is recovering her health. Yes, Neba Adil?
May I answer? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now that time, Catherine has a burning fever, worse than ever. But under the Edgar close care, she recovered from this.
Yes, she recovered.
After that, almost a short time, she became pregnant.
Good, she becomes pregnant. Okay.
And meanwhile, Isabella has sent a letter to Edgar, announced her marriage to Heathcliff.
Okay.
Well, her brother.
Okay.
Around her.
Thank you so much. Please try to mute your microphone, Neba.
Okay, sir.
Okay. When Edgar actually knew about his wife's pregnancy, he wishes to be a boy, okay, not a girl. Why?
May I, sir?
Yes, Hawra Shakir.
May I?
Hawra Shakir.
Yes, sir. Edgar was to be a male to prevent Heathcliff and Isabella from inheriting the Grange.
Yes, good. To inherit his fortune, to inherit the Thrushcross Grange. But unfortunately, she will have what?
A girl.
They will have a girl. Yes, good. Yes. What else? Thank you. Yes. What else? Let's see. Muhammad Ali Hadi. Yes, Muhammad. Muhammad Ali Hadi. Okay, Saja Ali.
Can you get the question, please?
I'm not asking question, but I need your comment on the chapter.
May I, sir?
Yes.
May I?
Batul Ala.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Isra Ala.
Yes, sir.
Isra, do you hear me? Isra Aqil.
May I, sir?
Please try to mute your microphones. Just Isra.
Yes, sir. The 6th week after Isabella ran away and married Heathcliff, Isabella writes to Edgar begging for forgiveness. Edgar doesn't answer the letters. Isabella written to Nelly, she said that she is living on the Wuthering Heights and that her expresses has been awful. Heathcliff has told her that since he can't get to Edgar to punish him for the Catherine illness.
Okay, thank you, Betul Ala. Yes, Betul.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, Betul.
Isabella next writers to Nelly. She says that she living at Wuthering Heights and that her experience has been awful. Heathcliff has told her that since he can't get to Edgar to punish him for Catherine's illness, he will take it out on Isabella. Instead, Hindley, Hurton, and Joseph tried her just as badly. Isabella also...
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, Luma Muhammad. Luma, do you hear me? Okay. Fatma Muhammad Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Fatma.
6 weeks after the run away, Isabella sent a letter to Edgar that with her marriage and begging forgiveness. He does not reply. After that, distraught, Isabella sends a letter not Nelly to Nelly, questioning the humanity of Heathcliff.
Okay. Let's stop in this point. Actually, she asked her 2 questions.
Yes.
If you see the questions in the letter, يعني تقريبا ثاني صفحة أو ثالث صفحة chapter 13.
Yes, sir.
The reminder of the letter is for yourself alone. I want to ask you 2 questions. Have you seen it?
The letter started at the bottom of page 166.
166? Yes. Okay.
The middle of the minute.
Okay. السطر يبدي ب the reminder of the letter is for yourself alone. I want to ask you 2 questions. Yes, Hussein?
Yes, sir.
Which page? No, which page, please?
Page in the middle of page 167.
167. يعني 167 at the middle of the page.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen it, other students?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Hussein, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. She's the remainder of the letter for yourself alone. I want to ask you, Catherine says to Nadine, 2 questions. The first is, how did you contrive to preserve the common sympathies you added here? I cannot recognize any sentiment which those around share with me.
Yes. Okay. Actually, Azibullah would like to ask Nelly about 2 questions, and these 2 questions concerning Wuthering Heights. The first concerning Wuthering Heights and the inhabitants of Wuthering Heights, and another question is concerning the Heathcliff himself.
Yes, sir.
She asked him that, how did you contrive to preserve the common sympathies of human nature when you resided there, when you were living there? How did you tolerate the people and the place there? Okay, you know that the story of Isabella when she went to Wuthering Heights. Okay, she will explain them in her letter. And another question is concerning Heathcliff himself. She said, "Is Mr. Heathcliff a man? If so, is he mad? If not, is he a double?" Okay. Concerning the first question about the people inside Wuthering Heights and the Wuthering Heights, we remember Mr. Lockwood at the beginning of the story when he went to Wuthering Heights there. Remember that how the people in Wuthering Heights treated him. Okay, he treated him carelessly. Okay, nobody cared about him. Nobody spoke to him. Nobody even helped him. You remember? Now, Isabella is also, when she entered the home, she was shocked by the appearance of the Houghton, appearance of Hindley, Joseph, all of them, and she was shocked by them. Nobody helped her. Nobody even spoke to her. Okay, if you go through the letter, you will see that how Houghton and how Hindley and how Joseph treated Isabella. Okay, and Isabella actually forced to sleep on her chair. Okay, so and the second thing, the second question is concerning Heathcliff himself. When she inquired that is he a man, is he if he is a devil, and this description actually goes with the Cuckoo's life or Cuckoo's history. You remember Nadine when she described Heathcliff's history with the Cuckoo's history? Okay.
Yes, as Cuckoo's.
Yes. So please go through the letter and you will see information about. Can you speak something about her treatment? I mean, Isabella's treatment by the people inside Wuthering Heights. Can you speak something briefly?
May I, sir?
Okay.
I think the most important thing that Nellie tells Nellie that yes, Isabella tells Nellie that they are living at the Wuthering Heights and begs her for just like a visit, and the letter goes on to tell her for her experience at the Wuthering Heights.
Good. Yes.
Yes.
How it was that experience?
She was very lonely and just like unloved from everyone.
Okay, thank you, Fatima. Thank you so much. Yes. What else? How it was the experience? I mean, Isabella's experience at Wuthering Heights. How did she feel? Yes. Hawra Shakir, please, but in a hurry, briefly.
Her experience was so bad. She realized her mistake, but she also knew that too late. She could not even find a place to sleep at this place. But when Heathcliff was شلون نقول يعاملها so badly. And also Joseph and other people in this house.
What about a special room at Wuthering Heights?
She don't have a special room. She sleep in a chair.
No. Yes, there is a special room. Heathcliff prevented anybody to come in. Yes, Zahra Abdul Karim.
Yes, she realizes her mistake, but also knows that it is too late. She can't even find a place to sleep that is her own. When Heathcliff returns, he tells her that Catherine is sick, that he found Edgar, and that he plans on making her suffer in place of Edgar.
Okay. The last? Yes, okay, go ahead, please.
And I think her experience that she told her that all are rude and uncaring. She realized her mistake, but so late, and she cannot find a place to sleep. That is her own, just like she is very in a bad situation.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, Hassanian Chasib.
Yes, sir.
I think Isabella said that she is living in Wuthering and that experience has been awful, and Heathcliff told her he cannot get a job to punish him.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, if you see the last part of the letter, I mean the last page in this chapter, the last page, يعني آخر تقريبا
178
Yes, تقريبا 12 سطر الأخيرات. The adjective our gave mortal offense. Have you seen it? The adjective.
Yes, sir. In quotation, sir?
No, not quotation, but it is the paragraph. Starts with the adjective. The adjective our gave تقريبا 12 سطر آخر 12 سطر.
أستاذ الكتاب ده هو بالسطر التاسع. The adjective our gave mortal offense.
أنا دا أحكي من آخر يعني آخر الباراجراف آخر باراجراف أو آخر سطر.
آخر page بالchapter here. Page 17.
70 you mean?
Yes. 17 and
170.
178. Sorry. تاسع سطر. The adjective our gave
more offense.
Now which page?
And 178.
78. 178. Okay. 178. Okay. The adjective our gave mortal offense. It was not, nor ever should be mine. He is speaking about a special room at Wuthering Heights, and this room is for Catherine. He is trying to keep all her belongings, okay, and he is trying not to let anybody enter this room. He told her that this room is not neither yours, neither yours nor me or mine. Okay.
Excuse me,
and
sir.
Yes.
You mean the same room that Mr. Lake would stay in it?
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Right. And he would, but I will not repeat this language nor describe his habitual conduct. He is ingenious, okay, and unresting in seeking to gain my appearance. I sometimes wonder at him with intensity that deadens my fear. Yet I assure you, a tiger of venomous serpent. Okay, serpent, you know serpent? Tha'ban, yes, could not rouse terror in me, equal to that which he wakens. Now she described him as Tha'ban's son. He told me of Catherine's illness and accused my brother of causing it. Told me about Catherine's illness. And that who is the cause of that illness? Brother of causing it. He accused Edgar of Catherine's illness, promising that I should be Edgar's proxy in suffering till he could get a hold of him. Now, I should be Edgar's proxy. What does it mean?
I will be as loyal for Edgar.
Okay, what else? I should be Edgar's proxy. Minu I, Isabella, in suffering.
That means Heathcliff will take his revenge from Edgar about her. From her.
Heathcliff will take revenge, okay, from Edgar by what? By let her suffer. Okay, understand? I should be Edgar's proxy in suffering till he could get a hold of him. لحد ما شنو؟ لحد ما ينتقم منه. I hate him. I am wretched. I have been a fool. And this is actually kind of repent, kind of, let's say nostalgia or nostalgic, nostalgia. Nostalgia means حنين إلى الماضي. Okay? Now she is in a nostalgic situation. Beware of uttering one breath of this to my one at the Grange. I shall expect you every day. Don't disappoint me, Isabella. Now, let me ask you the last question. Who is the narrator in this chapter? Who is the narrator?
May I?
Yes, Zahra. Yes, Zahra Haider.
Yes. In the first of this chapter was Nelly, but in the middle of this chapter was Isabella, because يعني narrator technique shift to Isabella.
Yes. Now the narrator technique is shifted to Isabella. I mentioned you that, or I told you that from the beginning, that we have a complex narrative technique. Okay, Naladin was the major or the main narrator, and we have beside Naladin we have minor narrators. We will see that also Heathcliff. We have seen that he was the narrator of, I think, chapter 9 or chapter 8, when he and Catherine at Rush Across the Grange, when he returned back alone, he took the tool of narration and he told Naladin. And now Isabella also takes the narrative technique and telling Naladin about Heathcliff. And also you will see that Catherine will be also a narrator. Okay, this is the end of this chapter. Next day or next session we will have 2 chapters, chapter 14 and chapter 15. Thank you so much for your listening, and if you have any question, by the way, I'd like to thank those students who discussed some issues in the Telegram group. Okay, I do appreciate their participation, and I'd like to thank them from my deep heart. Okay, thank you.
تسمح لي أستاذ؟
Yes. تفضلي.
أستاذ، كان مفترض عندنا اليوم امتحان جرامر بعدين تأجل، فأغلبنا يعني بغانا نقرأ الامتحان وفات شيء، ما فتحنا نت زايد. فأني وحتى صديقاتي قسم من عندهن من فتحنا نت لقينا حضرتك يعني بالجروب سائل أسئلة وقسم مجاوبين. بس سؤالي إنه هل المشاركة بجروب التليجرام عن الأسئلة أو عن طرح فكرة حول الشابتر هل تعتبر من المشاركة اليومية؟
لا، هي مو مشاركة, but it is a kind of impression. Understand? هي مو مشاركة, but it's kind of impression. Okay? وهي أصلا يعني بدينا قبل 3 أيام أو 4 أيام, I don't know. Okay, exactly. Okay, but it's a kind of impression, that's it. So don't worry and take it for granted or something like that. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for your listening and have a good... Yes.
إذا ممكن أستاذ أني حاضر المحاضرة كلها يعني 50 دقيقة أكثر وبعدين فصل النت وهسه رجعت. يعني
okay, no problem.
راح أكون موجودة بالمحاضرة.
Of course.
يعني
of course.
ما راح أسجل غياب.
No. Of course.
شكرا.
You will be present. Okay, thank you. Okay, have a good night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.